What's up, Fig fam? Another Sunday, another week of hauls, and we got a bunch of stuff. A lot of vintage, some modern stuff. Been filling some holes in collections that I've kind of neglected for some time. Trust me when I tell you, we got some fun stuff to look at and probably some things you haven't ever seen before, so stay tuned. Last week, we scooped these Hardy Boys BCWs, and this week we got some original BCAs that we will talk about. Starting off over here, though, we have the KWK Kayfabe Heroes Ox Baker figures. I already had the yellow card one, but I opened it, and I like to have every single figure mint on card from the KWK line. But I also picked up the J&J Figures exclusive on the purple card back with the yellow tights. Honestly, I think that's my favorite of all three. I think the yellow pops plus mint on card, I think it just looks the best. Plus, it's limited to only 200. I love that. And they asked me what number I got, and I didn't realize they were numbered. I believe it's on the foot, and I haven't looked yet. We're going to look together. Yep, it is. Number 64. Pretty cool. So if you guys are familiar with KWK, they used to do that, numbering each figure on the foot every release. They stopped it because they upped production counts, but these exclusives are going to be numbered on the foot, which I think is a really fun touch, and it makes them a little bit more sought after and collectible. So use code FIGHEAL to save 10% at jjfigures.com. I did. Next up, kind of a waste right here. I don't know what I was thinking. This was $6 on Amazon. Movie Maniacs, red one, which I enjoyed. What's his name? Calum Drift? This is the Rock's character in red one. Honestly, the biggest selling point for this was not exactly the figure, even though I do kind of have a figure representation of all of his movies that have gotten figures. It was this. Includes mini poster, which is back there, and bonus items. I'm sure the bonus items are complete trash, but they're underneath the base right there, and I am excited about it. This thing was $6. You can also get the entire series, which is not pictured on here, all for a huge box set for like $20 on Amazon. So to say that these figures were not a success would be putting it very, very lightly. Now, I have been adding to my Ruthless Aggression shelf. If you don't know, I try to collect one of each character and put it on display. There's some that I'm missing. The APA was one of them. Now, I have JBL on there. I have Ron Simmons, but these are technically Bradshaw and Farouk. So I count them as different characters, so I needed to have these represented on the shelf. Pretty cool. Hard to find without massive neck scratches because the torso is cast in black and then they paint the skin tone over, so every time you turn the head it kind of scratches the skin off, which kind of sucks. I even found mock ones that had these little issues. However, the way that I display them, I have them kind of angled with their head facing out, so I figured it wasn't that big of a deal. But still, man, these things have been tough for me to track down with decent necks. Another Ruthless Aggression figure I picked up is right here because when I was doing my inventory stuff, I forgot that Jake the Snake Roberts has a mainline Ruthless Aggression figure. And what I mean by that is one that is not under the Classic Superstars banner. This figure is not under the Classic Superstars banner. It's the only figure of his in the RA style that wasn't under the Classic Superstars banner. This was from the Snake Pit ring, which if you know, had him pictured from the Stone Cold Steve Austin 2-pack without the vest. And a lot of these packages didn't come with snakes, even though it was advertised. Plus, they were super cheap. Check this out. The snake just stops randomly around his thigh. Like, what is that? What were they thinking? I don't know. Why is this thing not focusing? Looks great, though. I gotta say, I think Jax nailed the likeness of Jake the Snake Roberts better than Mattel. It is superior. So good. Love that stash. And last but not least, Hulk Hogan only has a couple figures in the Ruthless Aggression line that aren't Classic Superstars. This is one of them. This was a main event exclusive online figure that came in the boxes. It's kind of a mishmash when you look at it. So we have a more quote-unquote modern-day head sculpt of Hulk Hogan from the time, right? When he returned to WWE. It has Hulk Still Rules on the headband, which is weird because he's wearing a Hulkamania tank top, or I should say shirt that's, you know, kind of cut. Doesn't have the cuts in the back. The yellow is not exactly Hulk Hogan's yellow. It's a little bit off, you know, from the bandana. Weird. I do. I think this is like a weird mishmash release, but I like this better than the one that came with the, I believe it's WrestleMania 21, Randy Orton 2-pack. So I went this for my Hulk Hogan representation in my Ruthless Aggression line. It's still a pretty good figure. It's just a little bit odd, don't you think? Like, why would they kind of do it this way? This was also what a different headband is supposed to be in the Legends of WrestleMania box set with Diesel, Stone Cold, Rocky Maivia, I think Triple H. But anyways, I recently talked about how I think that Diamond Select Toys could pick up the AEW license if Jazzwares didn't get that renewal. A lot of people were like, oh, Diamond Select is out, is no more. It's out of business, this, that, and the other. But the fact of the matter is it's not out of business. They were purchased. They were purchased by Ad Populum, which also owns NECA and Kid Robot. And I had these on pre-order and they never sent. And then after somebody told me that, Diamond Select Toys was done and then got purchased and everything like that, I reached out and they're like, oh, yeah, that order was never filled. Sent it out. So shout out to Entertainment Earth. Check this out. The last set of mini mates. I have all the other ones. Here we have Sting and Darby Allin. Comes with the bat. They all come with stands. Got a chair. We got Bryan Danielson, which is kind of the most boring figure in the entire line, I got to say. And Ric Flair. This was supposed to be, and I think it technically is, Ric Flair's first AEW figure to market. And it's the only one in a modern day style where he's in a suit and stuff. So pretty cool, because in the Unrivaled, or I should say Unmatched line, he is more of like a flashback luminary figure. So, and as you guys know, I am always upgrading my LJNs, and I got 2 more offers of LJNs because of my last video, and that is Captain Lou Albano, which he's a tough one to find super mint. Very, very tough, but this one looks pretty good. You'll notice that the eyes on the new one are not colored with the whites like it is on the one on the left. That's the one from my childhood. Also got Magnificent Morocco, which is in beautiful condition. Check that out compared to my original one from my childhood. Night and day. And then this thing popped up on eBay for just a couple bucks, so I grabbed it. A Winston Toys Rockin' Wrestlin' Iron Sheik Eraser. Couple people thought that this was the Bendy, but it's not. The Bendy is right over there. Very similar, but not exact. It's a little bit larger and oversized. This is an Eraser. So very happy to add this to the collection because I always am trying to finish off that Winston Toys Rockin' Wrestlin' Eraser set. And it's in pretty damn mint condition. Look at the paint apps on this thing. Wow. And then went over my buddy Tommy Avallone's house, and he had a little gift for me. I had a little gift for him, some DVDs, but he gave me these that he found in his attic. Wrestling WWF Superstars Series 1. We got Gold Dust, and I actually needed this because mine actually has Diesel and Razor arms. And the Ultimate Warrior. So I love the WWF Superstars, so I was happy to take these. Shout out to Tommy Avallone. Great director. Check out his I Am Santa Claus movie with Mick Foley. Now, on to the final pieces that I'm excited about. AEW Unmatched Series 9, Claudio Castagnoli, Rare Edition, 1 of 3,000. I love the jacket on this. I'm not a fan of the head. Not a fan of any other parts of the gear, but I think the jacket is just so cool. I love that red, black, white, snow camo look. So, very happy with it. It's pretty accurate to that of what he wore. I wish that he had his mouthpiece kind of shown, since both pictures show that. But it is what it is. What are you going to do, right? Or I should say all 3 pictures that they have on here. 3 different pictures. He's showing the mouth guard in all of them. But this one, he's just kind of giving the weird stare. And last but not least, I got these on eBay. These are old 1991 stampers. And we got the Ultimate Warrior here. It's a self-stamping. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I can't, but it's an Ultimate Warrior stamp on the inside. Pretty good paint apps on this. The arms move, which I think is pretty awesome. Jake the Snake Roberts looks great. Check out the snake wrapped around him. Plus, I love the purple sticker. And then there was also a pencil sharpener. Now, when I got this, I was like, oh man, he's got that mark on his nose. That sucks. But then I started researching, and it seems like almost all of them have that red mark on the nose, kind of like a clown's nose. Very odd that they would do that. I saw a couple that didn't have it, but more that had that weird pink dot than none. So that kind of confirmed that I was wrong when I thought it was a kid who kind of put marker on it. So decent week of gets. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeal. Twitter is at TheFigHeal. Let me know your favorite thing I picked up this week and your favorite thing you picked up this week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeal's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at heelbooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeal. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeal. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at whatheal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.